Hi there everyone, this is the Innovative Traders and welcome to my channel. So yeah guys, it's been a minute, it's been a while since I've uploaded on my channel. It's been like 2 years now and I've left everything down, but then I'll explain why, right? But anyways, if you are new here, my name is Ivory Marampa, the trader behind Innovative Traders. I focus more on smart money concept, right? Mainly market structure and supply and demand. Right, so this channel was built on real analysis and raw experience. No fluff, no hype, just growth and smart trading. Right, so the truth of why I let everything down is that I used to upload consistently, right? Weekly analysis, breakdowns, and I was building something solid. But at some point, I hit a wall, right? What do I mean by that? I had the skill, but not the capital. I wasn't funded, right? So I felt like I was just pouring into something that wasn't giving back. The views on YouTube slowed down, and honestly, I got demotivated, right? So I thought maybe if the channel grew faster, I would eventually use it to fund my trading. But the numbers weren't matching the effort. And I started doubting myself. Eventually, I stopped. I even removed all the videos. If you can go down and check, there's nothing on the channel, right? So here's what's next, right? Thing is, I realized that this channel was never supposed to be about numbers. It's about documenting the real journey, from zero to funded, from knowledge to execution, right? So now I'm back with a clear focus, right? So every week I'll be uploading market breakdown analysis, what I'll be looking at for that specific week. And what I can say is, if you're into smart money concept and if you're not tired of the noise and want real trading knowledge, you're in the right place, right? I'll also show you what I'm learning, mistakes I make, how I improve from them, and all of that, right? So this time, it's not about trying to make it, it's about showing up and building something real, right? So if you've been here before, thank you. And if you're just joining, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together. So without any further ado, let us take a look at AUDUSD for this coming week, right? As you know how I analyze the market, I start from the higher time frame. Right, I start on the weekly time frame and I work my way to the lowest time frame, right? So if you can take a look at this bit of price action, price is nicely moving towards the downside in a bearish manner, right? How do we see that? I use something called Dow theory. Dow theory is applying to the downside. What does that mean? When Dow theory is applying to the downside like this, it means that price will advance even more lower, according to what? To Charles Henry Dow, right? So since we're having that, price has this, we have a low, right? We have a low, we have a high. I'm just going to mark out the recent price action, right? We have a low, we have a high, and we have a low, right? So we have this recently broken low. Let me move this to the side just to get my toolbox. Oh, there it is there. So we have this low getting violated, right? So as we know that after a break of a low or a high, we expect a pullback on that time frame. After a break of structure, we're expecting what? A pullback on that time frame, right? So right now we have a break towards the downside. Dow theory says once a break is violated, what will happen next? Price has a high chance of advancing even more lower, printing a series of lower lows and higher lows as it keeps on dropping towards the downside, right? Why? This is a bearish order flow. So right now, if you can take a look at what is happening here, price has broken to the downside and came back higher, broken the high again. What do we call that? We call this a change of character, a signal in which the market gives, telling us that we are about to facilitate a pullback, right? After a break of structure, what do you want to see? You want to see a pullback on that time frame. How do you know a pullback is about to start? We're going to see price giving us what we call a change of character, a signal in which the market gives to us to tell us that, okay, now I'm about to facilitate the pullback before I can continue with my main journey, right? Which journey? Bearish journey, right? So now we have price changing character. What do you want to see? Price pushing even more higher into premium areas, right? Respecting this weekly strong high. Let me just mark it out. Respecting this weekly strong high, right? Weekly strong high. Weekly strong high. right? And we have this week low, which you're looking to target, right? In a downtrend, lows are weak and highs are strong, right? Highs are strong. Right now, what is happening? Price has changed character, telling us or communicating to us that we are about to to facilitate the pullback into premium areas before we can go to the downside, right? So we have this change of character. Let us take a look at the day time frame and get to see what is happening in there. So if you can take a look at this recent, like I said before, I will be dealing with what recent price action, right? So having a look at this, price has a low, right, a high, and a low, right, and a low. Before this whole thing happened, we had price acting in this manner, right? Had price giving us this price action, breaking the low, activating what? The theory in a downtrend. Price has a high chance of what? Advancing even more lower. So we're expecting price to pull back into areas of premium, into a well-priced supply zone before it can dip to the downside. But what has happened? The price came here, never respected, it pushed even more higher, creating a new high, violating a what? A previously formed strong high, right? So this low has caused a break on this strong high, thus becoming what? A new strong low, right? A new strong low on a daily time frame, right? Bottom right. So since price broke this high, what does this mean? It means that we now have a high chance of what? Of advancing even more lower. But after a break, what do you expect? You're expecting a pullback. So basically meaning, since price has broken this high here, be on the lookout for what? For a pullback. How will we know a pullback is about to start? We need to see what? A change of character on this time frame to signal to us, okay, now we're no longer going to the upside. We are switching internal order flow. We are about to what? To facilitate the pullback into a well-priced, discounted area, into areas of this of demand, basically, before a pushback higher. Excuse me for that. Before a pushback higher, right? So now, since we're having that, you're going to mark this recent low, right? You're going to mark this recent low as our point of reference, right? So basically meaning that if this low goes, for us to experience a pullback, right? For us to experience a pullback, for us to experience a pullback, this low has to go, right? This low has to go. This low has to go. For us to experience a pullback, this low has to go. Which low? This one here, right? That's our recently formed high low on the internal order flow. That will indicate to us whether we're about to pull back or we'll still continue with this bullish order flow, right? Right now we're still above it. So I'm going to mark this recently formed demand, right? Which I will be viewing clearly just now, right? I'll mark this on a daily. Right now, we're still what? In a bullish order flow. Why? This low is still protected. It hasn't yet been violated, right? So for us to know if we're about to pull back, we need to see this low go. Then we'll experience price to go into even cheaper areas before you push back higher, right? So now, us having that going to the 4-hour time frame, right? Marking out our structure, we have a high, a low. I can't mark this a high since we wicked it. We never closed below with a body break. So I'm gonna mark this high here, right? I'm gonna mark this high here. I'm gonna mark with my ray line a 4-hour break of structure, right? Zooming in, we have a 4-hour strong low, 4-hour strong low, and 4-hour weak high. 4-hour weak high. The reason why, somebody might ask, right? Reason why I didn't say high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, and took this whole thing as a swing leg, right? This to me is what I call an internal, right? An internal pullback of this 4-hour leg, right? An internal pullback. Hence, I'm marking this whole thing here, right? So right now what I'm going to be looking for is a change of character on this area here on the lower time frame, building up to the momentum that is telling us that the pullback is now over. We're about to push to the upside, right? Provided that they're going to respect this low, right? Remember what I said on higher time frame. For us to experience that daily pullback, we need to see what this logo. It's this low here, it's not this one. This one here, right? It's this logo on the higher time frame, right? If I can mark it for you, let me just put a ray line here, right? And go figure on the daily time frame. Daily, I'll show it to you just now. Come on, be visible, man. Oh yeah, it is. As you can take a look at that, this is the low that I'm talking about. For us to look for, to expect price to pull back even more lower, we need to see this logo, right? So right now we're having this on the 4-hour time frame. This price action, a bullish order flow, straightforward. We've changed character here, right? This is the first time price switched ever since it went up, and I'm saying the change of character, right? So for us to pull back, for us to know if this low is about to hold, we need to see what a bullish change of character, right? So let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame for a much more clearer view. So us having this bit of price action, right? What is happening right here is quite interesting. We have a first sign that this low might be the last point of price going down, right? This is a signal that this low might hold, right? So we have this change of character, right, followed by sustained bullish order flow, right? We have a high, we have a low, we have a high. Now we have an IBOSS, an internal break of structure, right? Internal break of structure. We have a change of character down there, right? A chalk. Now we have an IBOSS, right? An IBOSS. So basically meaning we'll be looking to enter upon the tap of this demand here, right? Demand here. This is the last sell before the buy, and we close the buy here. We are tracing in signs of weakness into an area of demand, right? So if you are a swing trader and you're entering on the 1-hour time frame, you can start by placing an order here after the spread has come down. Remember, when you're talking about swing trading, we're not really looking much into session trading, right? So if you're a swing trader, you can enter here and wait for price to go to the upside. Stop loss below here, stop loss below here, and target our 4-hour week high. 4-hour week high. Remember, you're trading what? You're trading the daily internal order flow. Why? The daily is bullish, right? Bullish, it is broken a previously formed strong low, right? Indicating that they're about to what? To facilitate the weekly pullback. So we are following what? The daily pullback. We are counter higher time frame, but pro daily and 4-hour. Right, so we want to see price move from here to the upside, and if an intraday trader can go to the M15 time frame, right, from there you're gonna wait for price since we have this sustained bullish M15 pullback, right? And what's interesting more is that we have this sweep zone, right? Price swept to this low, pushed up, respected this, right, came back, gave us a change of character beautifully so, right? Change of character, it has pushed even more higher, breaking this high. So we have an M15 strong low, M15 strong low, right? M15 strong low and M15 weak high, M15 weak high, right? So right now price is pulling back. How did this pullback start by? We had a change of character there. What did I say a change of character is on minute ago? Change of character is what the market gives to us in signal, like telling us that the market is about to pull back on a specific time frame. In this case, we are pulling back on the M15. That what? Facilitating the what? The M15 pullback, right? We are looking for what? For a well-priced discounted level of demand before it push back higher. So you switched here, right? This is a change of character, pushing even more lower. Right now we're waiting for price to come into areas of demand and switch towards the upside. So what you are seeing here was telling us that the pullback is about to start. How do you know a pullback is about to end? We want to see this inverted around this well-priced area here, a discounted area in this manner, right? So you want to see price coming back even more lower on the intraday. If you are an intraday trader, you're going to wait for price to dip lower, give you this here, right? Give you a change of character again. Then you enter on a refined level of demand, and take price higher. This being your first target. Obviously, a stop loss, if you want it to be safe, you gotta place it on the what? Below this strong low. Right, this is a sweep zone below the strong low. So you're gonna wait for price to give you this change of character and push even more higher and hold to this point as your first take profit, and obviously you can hold more partials to this high here. Let me just do this very quickly. To this high there, let me just make everything visible on the lower time frame so you can see what I'm talking about. This is all called time frame sinking, right? You're gonna enter here on the M15 or M5 and you're gonna hold for your first take profit on this M15 week high further towards the upside. Obviously, price won't just go in one leg like this. This is what can happen. Price can push up, come back lower, another entry, then push up again, right? Push up again. Remember, price it moves like a human being basically. I remember once making an example back in the days when I say take the market like a human being jogging, right? Every time you jog, you put in more energy. You run. You're gonna reach a point where you have to rest. Where you are resting, you are catching energy. After you've rested, you continue running to the same way. Same applies to the market. It will impulse. It will impulse up. When it's tired, right? It catches what? A breather. It retraces to gain what? Strength. After it impulses up, right? That's how the market moves. So if you miss this one here, you'll get another one here, right? That's how it is. That's what I'm looking for on AUDUSD on this coming week, right? That's what I'm looking for. So this is what you'll be waiting for until tomorrow. If you're entering on the high time frame, you can wait for the spreads to open up, right? Wait for them to calm down, then you can set your entry. If you're an intraday trader, you can wait obviously for a London session. Wait for London session. That's when you can get it. So that's it for AUDUSD, right? This is what I'm watching for this week. Simple, straightforward, nothing too complicated. So if this breakdown gave you clarity, drop a like. If you got any questions or you want me to break down a specific pair next time, hit the comments. If you are serious about trading smart and not just guessing, subscribe and tap the bell. This is just the beginning. Like I said, I'm back, right? We are going all in, no time for sleep. The comeback has to be strong. So anyways, catch you on the next one. Stay sharp, trade smart, and stay blessed. Innovative traders, we out.